Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Speaking of, I should... Okay. I'm gonna pop out so that it reads it properly. I'm gonna put some music on in the background. Shouldn't be too loud. Seems to be good, so hope my audio's fine. Anyways, I will wait for some people to start popping up, I guess. Yeah. Oh, I should probably post that in. Oh, it's the wrong... That's fine, I can change the... Does that even look good? No. Okay, let's see. I need a new actually I can just use one of my stream things. Hopefully that works. There we go. That should now look better. If I go forward and backward. Okay. I should pull up my stream on my phone so that I can do Blender and other stuffs. Assuming that my audio is capturing, which it appears to be. I'm gonna turn down that music. It's not bad. My friend made it. Anyways, should be doing okay. Let's go and grab... That's not what I meant. Turn off my phone's audio. I don't really care about my phone for this specifically because it's just here for CAPTCHA. Okay. Back to this. Welcome everybody, I guess. Whoever's actually on here. I don't think there's anyone at the moment, so let's just get to the thing. Alrighty. So this is my first dev stream for asset making for my game, which is going to be called. So for anybody who isn't following, it's called Ignited Descent. It's if it's not obvious by the name, it's inspired by the original Joy of Creations. Yeah, that's the main. It's where it was that's where it came from, I guess. But yeah, so for anyone wondering, it's called Ignited Descent. It won't be released for a little bit, as I'm working on another game, so this is kind of like the beginning thing, so I probably won't talk too much about the beginning here, or too much about it later. So it's kind of one of those things, if you're here early, you hear it. If you aren't here early, it sucks to be you. But anyways, so it's the game that I'm working on. That's not this one, but it's called let me find what the fuck it's called. It's not my game. I'm working on it with somebody. He's my friend. His name is Jack. That's what I'm gonna call him. His name is Jack. Anyways, game's name is somewhere in here. I'm just trying to find it. But it's an, for anybody who knows it, it's an anime battle arena style game. And so ABA, you know, and so with that, yeah, so he's gonna be coding it. I'm obviously the main person who's gonna work on the design and stuffs. So that's kind of all that's really that important there. I'm just trying to find the name for you guys, because that's all that I'll leak, and then I'll kind of talk about periodically what's all gonna be in there. Sorry, just normally I would be doing stuff, but there's not enough people to really do anything right now, so. Just trying to find what it's called. My buddy named it. I think it's called Cross Chaos something. Anyways, it's gonna be fun. There's a bunch of anime characters. There will be, but there's also a lot of game anime, like JRPG characters, which, what I will say is what's in it. So, what will be in the game, or at least, I'll say this much. What games will be covered in latter updates and such will be, let's see. So, the extra info that you all gotta know is the main things that are going to be in the games as of the first few updates will be P3, P4, and P5, which is Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 characters. So, who in particular? I will talk about two characters, really, which is going to be Ren Amagi, aka Joker, from P5. He'll have his main persona, he'll have his alt, and he'll have his other alt, which is Santai-L, I think is how you pronounce that. Anyways, he'll have that. And then the other one is Takato I'm not gonna try. I can't pronounce names. Okay, don't blame me in the comments. But you know, he'll be Takaroto Murakami. I probably botched that really horribly, but that's what will be in there. Then for the main 8 of P4 is going to be the investigation team. That's kind of all I'll say. Of course, there'll be the personas and everything, but like that's all that I'll say about that game. I don't want to go too much into detail about it, but yeah, that's what will be there, and yeah, so stay tuned for that. So this game that I'm working on currently, the guy I'm working on, his name is Tangled Assemblage. Sorry, Tangled Assemblage. So when developing the concept for Ignited Descent, there was a lot that was, you know, said, well, when I was designing this, because this game has been in concept design by me for like the last 2 years. I think it's been 2 years as of today, or well, as of recent. But anyways, so Ignited Descent is a hardcore, realistic, fair game that's a FNAF-like. As mentioned, inspired by the original story mode. Not to say that the new game is not an inspiration as well, which it is. The Joy of Creations, the new game that's coming out, definitely had a hand in inspiration, at least for the jump scares that will be added in the future. As of the moment, this guy is kind of an extra, but I don't want to go too much into what's going to be there. But to say the least, this game will, as I said, I don't know if I mentioned about this, but all these games that me and my coder will be working on is going to be in Roblox. So I'll be posting those to my links. I'll be doing this more often. Expect like daily or I guess weekly. It depends on when I'm doing this. I'm going to try to do this more often. Whenever I'm working on my assets, I will talk about this, as I've decided to not do any public streams for Crossverse Chaos. That's what it was called, by the way. I remember the name. Crossverse Chaos. So that's what it's going to be in there. Hang on, let me quickly go send this link to a friend of mine. Well, 2 friends of mine. Different people that I know. Why is it still showing that? Damn it, that's really annoying. Whatever. Okay, it's still not fixed. Okay, let me change. Okay, there we go. It'll change. The title, if you're here for Halloween spookiness, it's not. That's just an F up on my half. But anyways, so this game is going to be a little bit different than most FNAF fans, FNAF games, because in most of them they have, you know, like 6 or 8 nights, you know, 7 to 6 nights, and then, you know, that's kind of it. That's the whole thing with FNAF. This one specifically has 8 nights, and that's like its whole, I wouldn't say its whole bit, but like that's the main thing about it. So the guy behind me is the same character. This is what he'll look like in the base game. So what I mean by base game is, obviously, being it's Roblox, you can't buy DLCs. There will be like perks you could buy in shop, but it doesn't really take away from any of the main game. The main game will have 3 main endings, a secret ending. That's kind of it. If you know, what else will it have? Just that mostly. We'll have 3 main endings, a specialty ending, which I will talk more about. That's more for some fans of mine. If you're a fan, you might get the secret ending. But it's basic. It has good ending, bad ending. Okay, that's not true. It doesn't have a good or bad ending. Well, it has a bad ending. It doesn't have a good ending. It has it will, explanations will come as development leads. But yeah, so this will have its own map. It's a bunch of mechanics that are important to the game. The map's relatively small. Like that's I guess it's not terribly important. The lore is kind of funny, I guess. I don't really know how you depict the lore for Ignited Descent, but anyway, so that's my game. But yeah, so been working on that. Finally have someone who can work on it. So really happy with my dev. He's great. So yeah, there's not much else to say. I don't want to talk too much, as I want to mostly let you guys respond and, you know, say whatever the hell you want to say. I don't know. But I'm just working on getting assemblage to look better, because he looks kind of like trash right now. Also, for anyone asking, why the hell is my mesh or my armature so screwed? It's designed that way. It's how I built his. He's not supposed to be proper, I guess. You could say he's not supposed to be proper. It's hard to describe him in layman's terms. But, like, this is what he would look like in the latter half. As he's a... well, he's not a concept character. He is an official character as of recent. So I need to fix that neck. The neck's not looking good. Sorry, I have a new mouse. It's really annoying the fuck out of me. It's moving around a lot, so it's annoying me. Speaking of which, I do need to fix his wiring to his head. Hopefully this will look good now. I don't really know, so it's probably why it wasn't working. It was not in the right places. I'm trying to get it so the neck isn't like horrifically visible, because at the end of the wires it looks bad. If for anyone wondering, it was inspired by Molten Freddy. Here's a little sneak peek into what the animatronics will look like in the game. As you say might, but the models are finished. I revamped them. So if you've seen any of the older posts with the old characters, those are unofficial. They are scrap designs. I've been upgrading my game consistently. So since I now got a game dev that's actually working on it, I had to make sure the game would look good. Because before I was going to use Unity, but one thing, I can't code in Unity. Two, neither can he. So he's a Roblox coder, which say throw shade of where you want to throw it. You know, Roblox might be down in the absolute dumps these days because of fucking the CEO's decisions, but that's nothing on the platform's fault. That's just their creators being absolute peedwads. So it's like whatever. I've never beef with it. I don't dislike. I don't like it. It doesn't really matter. For me, it's it's gonna be bringing a dream to life, and that's kind of all that matters for me. If it's a dream, it's a dream. I don't know. Seems probably pretty silly to say out loud, but like, take it out as you will, I guess. But yeah, so this is assemblage. He's not a core character. Okay, so hopefully he looks half decent when he moves. It seems better. His jaw's fucked up, that's on me. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that jaw. Yeah, there we go. The lower and upper half of the jaw is not inherently important. Lower half doesn't seem to be all that important. It just needs those bones, even though it's not being in like particular use right now. But this is him. This is what he looks like. Or will look like, at least. He's not done, as I mentioned. I'm working on costumes, like custom outfits, I guess. I wouldn't say outfits, that's not the right term. Also, I'm doing this all in the new engine, which is... Or not new engine. Same engine, as always. But, Eevee... I'm using a slightly older variation of, slightly older in the sense of it's better, and I don't know, it's 4.3, and I'm not using 5.0 yet. I might use 5.0 at some time in the future. Also, speaking of screencast keys, sorry guys, it's supposed to be on the screen. Why is it not on the screen? Oh, there we go. I turned off mouse events. That's all me, guys. Sorry about that. Let me move that around. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen just so it's out of the way, but you should be able to see it just fine. Oh, what do you mean? It shouldn't be buffering that much. That's not a great thing. Sorry guys, give me a second. I'm trying to... I hope I didn't reset any of my stream abilities. I want to put this to 7,500 KBs. Should work better. Don't know why the stream's saying it's not working. I'm not particularly experiencing anything, so it might just be that stream is being a dumbass, and who knows. But yeah, so tell me guys, do you like the new stream setup? I might change some locations around, like move the chat over a little bit. I don't know where I would move it really, honestly. But yeah, so this is the kind of the new style. If you guys don't like it, I can change it. It's just I wanted to know if you guys like it. I have the stream settings and such. Let's see. It's best just viewed on like PC and such, but like that doesn't mean anything. But like yeah, this is the new setup for my stream. What do you guys think of that? But I made it all in Blender for reference. I didn't like draw that because I can't draw for absolute dookie. Well, I do draw in the sense that I design all the textures for the game that I'm working on, as I mentioned, which is Cross vs. Chaos, I think is the name, but I'm not entirely sure. It's not even in full. It's still in develop, obviously. It's not even in early access yet, really. It's going to be whenever I say it will be. Well, not when I say it, but whenever it comes to being. Wait, stop doing that. I'm so used to... I had a broken mouse, so now I'm having to get used to not broken mouse. Okay, let's go ahead and drag in some of my original characters. Gotta get them real quick. I thought it would be pretty... Indeed, that's the name. Supposedly, I can't remember because my memory is absolute dog water. But this is not the right characters. This is all... You know what? Actually, this could work. It wouldn't work that well. No, I need my cast. Spring cast. There we go. Let's use some spring-like animatronics for an alt form to our boy. Our ugly, ugly boy. And he's got a faith that only a mother could love. But I mean, that's his thing. So I'm going to take the face from Spring Foxy, lower jaw of Spring Chica. Not the ears of Spring Foxy, but we will take the ears of Spring Bonnie, the chest bow tie from Spring Bonnie, a foot from Spring Chica. No hand stuffs, but I will take... Well, the legs don't really matter who I take it from. Yeah, they're for Roblox. Well, this one is, yeah, the one you're seeing currently. He's a very simplistic model. He looks complex, he's not. He's, aside from like, yeah, no, they're a Roblox game. It's for a game called United Descent. It's my original game. It's a hardcore game, so it might not be liked by a lot of people because it's a hardcore game, but it's like not unfair. I've been working on the concepts and stuff for like almost 2 years now, because I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, I really wished I didn't concept for spring characters because they're all the same color. They're all golden, which is not a bad thing. It's just, oh, I forgot how tiny they are compared to everything else. It's weird. Okay, that should be fine. Well, so the game Ignited Descent is wholly revolves around. So let me grab my document because I have a document for this shit. No joke, I have a document because it just there's so much. I don't know if it's got the updated lore, but the mechanics of it are important. Which is so for anyone who cares to play it is it follows a alternate timeline, I guess, of the original Joy of Creation story mode. But I mean that by it's different because it has entirely new mechanics. Mostly. Well, entirely, because TGOC's mechanics great, but they work for TGOC. I don't even know if this one actually has the lore. This is not my lore document. This is my dev document. Yeah, I put this together so my dev could work with it. Yeah, TGOC is a FNAF fan game that came out in 2017 and is now in reproduction because I guess the creators wanted to remake it. Well, yeah, it's a FNAF game, but it's own lore and everything. It's not going to be original, but like, oh, sorry, it's going to be original, not original. I'm sorry, I have like no hours of sleep. Life, you know. But anyways, whoa. There we go. But yeah, so the other game I'm working on. So this is my main game. This is the game that I will own, I guess. The other one is Cross vs. Chaos, as I mentioned earlier. I can't release too much about it because I'm just the artist. I'm not the dev. And even though my dev is okay with like leaks and everything, I'm only doing so much per stream so that it doesn't like I don't leak the entire game before it's even, you know. But like yeah, so that's that. Hey, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. How much is topology? Pretty good topology, actually. I could probably. Why are you being a bitch? Why is it? It's not that bad. What the hell's wrong with you? Okay, let's hang on. For some reason, all of them are deciding to be assholes. And I don't know why. I need to separate this. You know, I was going to use this, but I'm not going to use it anymore. Purely because that specific model of chess piece is so outdated in my modeling systems. I'm going to use a similar one from Advanced Spring Bonnie, which I think it's almost identical. Here we go. Right, those two decided to not like each other. I don't know why you do this, but they do this so often. It's annoying as fuck. Oh, yes. Cross vs. Chaos. I covered it in the beginning of the stream, but I'll cover it again right now. I don't want to cover it too much, as I promised my dev to not talk too much about it. I talk a lot about it, but like not that much. So, Cross vs. Chaos will have Persona stuff. So, from what he's told me about what is going to be in the game, let me go and find it. Okay, so Cross vs. Chaos. Again, that is possibly the name. I have no idea what the actual name is, because I think that's what it's called, but I haven't refreshed my memory on that. But so what the game will entail is, if everyone knows a game called ABA or Anime Battle Arena, my friend likes it, but also, you know, not so much. Like, he finds it a little bit could be better, and therefore that's how this game was born. And so, what's in this game, you may ask? Glad you're asking. Which is going to have Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 stuffs. I won't go into too much detail, but the characters that will be most seen in it is from Persona 3, the SEES. Yeah, I've heard. And then for Persona 4, all of the investigation team will be in the game. From what I know, again, this is just purely speculative, because I'm going off of, you know. And then for Persona 5, it will have Phantom Thieves. I apologize for my sucking ass at pronunciation. For Persona 4, what I've been told I'm allowed to say... what is the game called? Okay, so it's C's. Yeah, that's who's going to be in it. C's. I'm assuming it's a Persona thing. I don't know. I don't play enough of it. My friend introduced me to it like, I don't know, 2 months ago, a month ago maybe, less than that. But anyway, so what's going to be in... I don't know if this is the first update. I will have to go back and check the updates. But, so this game is going to be called, supposedly Cross vs. Chaos. I don't know. I'll have to ask my dev. But it's like not terribly important to me at the moment. So who's going to be in Persona 4 update, which might be the initial game release update? I have no idea. But which is going to be you, Yosuke, Chie. I suck at pronouncing these names. Yukiko, Kanji, Teddy, and then that's not Nanato, that's Nato, I believe is how you pronounce that. Or Nato? I don't know. I don't pronounce these kinds of names on a daily basis, which I apologize for absolutely sucking at. And then Reset, I think is how you pronounce that last one. That's what I know. Specifically was told to talk about this, which is Makoto. Makoto will have 2 ultimates. One where Orpheus transforms into Thanatos, and during this, if you charge the second ult bar, there is an option to fuse Orpheus, Thanatos, into Messiah for the second ult form. That's what I know. Again, I'm going off of what he wants me to talk about, and I won't talk about too much of this, because I promised him that I would leak these as I stream more. So I'm doing these streams more consistently, just because I have not been streaming for a long time, and just been so caught up in life, and it helps having someone who's, working on something with you, and it's just direction in life. It's good to have, which I don't normally have, so. But yeah, so there's that. But yeah, so that's what's going to be in it for future stuffs. What else is going to be in it? I don't want to talk too much on what else is going to be in it, but what I will say is there will be other than Persona stuffs in the game, but that's because the whole thing of it is Cross vs. Chaos. As I mentioned, I don't know if that's the actual name of the game. I'm just going off of this from what my dev said, my friend Jack. I don't want to. Yeah, so that's all I really know. I just I'm the lead making of it. Persona 4, yeah, so we'll have a lot of the... Give me a fat second, guys. I gotta check with my dev specifically about something. Okay, I'm just texting my friend, my dev, Jack, if he is... if I'm allowed to talk about the P4 personas, because those are really important. Primarily because it's the first things that are going to be probably released, or the first things that are being worked on actively. This game is obviously basic progression. It's barely even... We have, I think, from what I know, and I don't want to talk too much about it, is we have one map and a few characters. Okay, so in P4, as I mentioned, so P4 will have the entire investigation team. So that will be... from who I know on this list is specifics. And okay, you wanted me to talk about specifically P5, which is the Phantom Thieves. I don't know anything about them, honestly. I have not played P5 yet. I will play P5 at some point, because well, my friend wants me to play it, and I don't mind playing it. It also helps with dev stuff. But so from what I know, which again is very little. Speaking of which, hold on. I fucked up with this model. No, I didn't. I didn't fuck up with the model. Thought I did. I had to check if I fucked up with that. I didn't. Anyways, so what is going to be in there from what I know, which is very little about P5. I don't know much about P5, because I haven't played it. But it seems awesome so far. Because he plays P5 Royal, which have characters that I really like in it, which consist of Izanagi no Okumi, Izanagi, also no Okumi, but then the non Okami Thieves. Yes, we will see the Phantom Thieves in the game. It's a very important thing that will... But yes, P5 and the Phantom Thieves will be in Crossverse Chaos. They're one of the first updates that will be in here. I have to check on what the the finalization of the last few polls will tell me. Because I can go off that if it's... Oh, it's in polls, actually. Hang on, I'm an idiot. So... Yeah, so that's going to be in there. Probably going to be in there too, so I'm going to say probably, as I don't know enough. But, I have to go really far up because I can't talk about the other stuff that's going to be added because it's not confirmed yet. Oh, yes, I will say this much. Possibly, maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but JoJo characters might appear in Crossverse. This is not a confirmation, so don't get your hopes up on of JoJo being in there, as well as other anime games and just normal games will be in there. So there might be like, I don't know. I don't want to go too much in detail onto the miscellaneous characters because that would like completely ruin the fact of I talk about it later in my other streams. So that's kind of what is mostly going to be in Crossverse. Again, from what I know, which, as I mentioned, I don't know enough. Because, one, I didn't ask enough, and two, I don't want to release too much, because it's, you know, but from what I've been told, and what I've been allowed to tell, yeah, so, P5 stuff will be in there, P4 stuff will be in there, P3 stuff will be in there, possibly other anime characters will be in there, so, look forward to that. Let's guarantee P3 to 5 will be in there. So, those are characters that will be playable. I think stands will be in the game. Again, that's JoJo stuff, so I think maybe not. I don't know about anime, so don't blast me. I'm not the biggest anime fans. Well, I'm not an anime fan. I just don't know enough. So that's the only reason why I'm very hesitant to talk about too much stuff because I don't know enough. But I've been playing P4. So I've made a lot of P4 characters. Well, personas. I would say personas, not the characters themselves, because from what I know is the cosmetic for the characters that own the personas, I don't think you'll be as them. You'll just play as your character avatar that then just has the persona, I think. I really don't know. So I apologize for not knowing enough. That's probably a lack of insight on mine, but I was rushed to get a stream out to talk about this because this is for my channel. So this is for fans of mine that know about a game that I'm working on, that's Ignited Descent, which future stuff's come out. I don't know. That's like way in the future, so it's not terribly... It's fleshed out. I wouldn't say it's not terribly fleshed out. It is fleshed out, but it's, you know. But yeah, so Crossverse is going to be a very interesting game. My friend wants it to be more balanced. He wants it to be just fairer. Thank you. This is my first time being in game dev officially. I've done game dev. So, little about me, for anyone who's new, is I studied game development back in high school when I was still in school. That's why I want to do this. One, I've always wanted to do this because I always felt left out when it comes to this, but, oh, yeah, no. For reference, I very likely am going to stream P4. I will say I'm not at the start of P4, so when I stream it, I will apologize for where I am in the game. I might even ask my... Speaking of which, I will ask him right now, just so I can clear it up. I also stream P5. But yeah, I plan to likely play P5. Well, from what I've been told from my buddy who owns the game, so very lucky, I'll just say this much, that he's lending me the games to play, well, lending me all of them because he wants me to play them as many times as I can, or as I want, I guess, which is nice. I was really, honestly, it's such a funny story. When I met my dev, I didn't know really much. Well, I met him on a different Discord server, which is really ironic. I met him on a YouTuber's Discord, and hang on, give me a second. Sorry, I'm just. I feel like I'm typing more than I'm talking. But yeah, so the game will have that. I do plan to stream it though. That's gonna be a plan. I want to stream more games. I might stream some Minecraft gameplay, but I really don't know about that. That's not a guarantee. So I did that before, but Minecraft's good. Don't get me wrong. I love Minecraft. I grew up on it. Like, I played that since I was 6. I haven't played Minecraft for too long. But like I feel like it's. But yeah, so when I play, depending on what I do, because I don't even know if I'm going to be animately, doing Blender this entire stream. I might switch over to actually just playing, because I do bounce around on stream a lot, just to keep it interesting, because when I finish something I work on something, it's, let's see what we got. But, so there's that. So far, I'm really enjoying Persona. It's got a really good story. It's really entertaining. It's good all around. I've said my reviews so far, from where I'm in Persona 4, it's great. But yeah, it's pretty good. P5. So my buddy told me that I should play P3 first before P5 because it has lore stuff. Yeah, I've heard that too. But yeah, so yeah, I probably will pick up from, I won't pick up from. I got confirmation from my buddy that I will be allowed to use a sand slot for, like, I guess, what is it called? Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Through my buddy, that, yeah, no, I've heard that. I've heard that. But yeah, so that's not what I meant to do. But yeah, so it's gonna have. I likely will stream P4 first. Yeah, that's what he said. Sorry, I'm not always reading chat. I'm trying to read chat as much as I can. Yeah, no, that's why he wanted me to play P3 first. So that's the only real reason. Let's see, hang on. I'll work on that later. Sorry, I'm trying to fix, I work with 2 servers, so. Yeah, I think the only reason why is because he has Royal, so that's why he's like, you should play 3 first, because it has a endgame boss that is part of P3. So I was like, oh, sure, whatever you want, bro. For me, I don't really mind whichever I play first. It's not a big deal to me, because it's entertaining nonetheless. But yeah, so that's that. I do talk about games that I enjoy, I guess. Might as well do that as well. I do this. So, other games that I do enjoy, and that are like, I'd say that are worth getting, definitely, and it depends on the person. So, aside me being a FNAF nerd, because I've been in the community for far too damn long, is, I'm a massive paleo nerd, which basically means I grew up as a kid looking at dinosaurs and dumb shit like that. And so, because of that, there's a game that I'm waiting for it to freaking update and them to release the next update, which is going to be good. Which they mentioned it October 3rd. So I guess I know it's, you know, but I know it's only been like, what, 22 days roughly, or 23 days since they released their announcement, so I guess I'm a little bit rushing them mentally, because, anyways, so, yeah, but yeah, so if I do switch over to game, it'll be probably P4 Golden, or one of my plethora of games that I own too many of, because I own too many games, at least on my account, and I don't play half of them. I might do Forza. That's another game that I play. My buddy and I worked on making a design for some Persona. I think it's P4 stuffs. Because I really enjoy P4. We'll see if I enjoy P5. Again, I haven't played it, so I don't want to be too skeptical about it, because I'm always skeptical about games. Because I get major burnout real easy. I don't know why, but I do. So that's why streaming it is usually the best option, because it's, you know, interactive and stuff like that. But my buddy might join. I will talk to him if he wants to join the stream. I don't know. My other buddies might join. I don't know. I kind of just ambushed them and said, hey, I'm streaming. You want to join? And then they're kind of like, well, I don't know. So I kind of accidentally ambushed them with that, which is kind of funny on my behalf. But yeah, so there's that. Yeah, let me... Why is this being a bastard? Why are you being mean to me? That's so weird. Yeah. My friend mentioned that too. He said P5's great for people who get burnout. I just get burnout mostly because if I do something for too long, my brain is like, okay, I've been doing this for too long. I need to do something else. And if I don't, then I burnt out, and then it's just nonsense. So that's why I'm intermitting myself between P4 and then modeling, which I still need to. Well, I'm technically done. Yeah. No, again, I will check it out, and it's definitely something I might stream. Again, I can't promise I will, but it's definitely a might. Because it's mostly on you know, how I feel that day or so and so. But I also do animation and stuff like that, which is obviously, you can see through my channel. I think that's Spawnies. But yeah, so just quickly bouncing back to United Descent, which this needs to be fucking fixed. Hang on. Give me a fucking hot second. I need to fix the textures. Why is there so much? Okay, hang on. Separate by material. I've found out the hard way that Roblox Studios hates multiple textures. And I found that out the hard way, so there we go. But yeah, so there's, you know, he'll be in this. This is not an official, by the way. This is just me fucking around to see if I like the concept. But yeah, so for P5, for what will be in Crossverse, I've kind of covered all that's going to be in Cross. I don't really know what else to talk about. That's literally what I told that's what I told my friend. I'm like, I'll probably alternate between 4 and 5 bi-weekly, or weekly. It all depends on when I work. I also have a part-time job, which I also do, you know, to spend stuff on, you know. Um, let me check. Let me check. Let me check what he's told me. Maybe. Is this okay? Last name seems to be the same. That's Takato Murakami, right? From what I know, what I've been told to say, I can't say much, but yes, he might be. But his moves will be centered around his ability to rewrite history. He has Azoth in his base form and Adam Kadmon in his ult. That's what I know. That's all I've been told, really. So. Anyway, so. Well, from what I'm reading, from what I'm told to say, yes, the massive one. Also, Joker will be in the game. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but he'll have a large charge up radius. He will not be vulnerable while, the move will have a relatively large charge up, but Joker will not be vulnerable during this. So that's what I know. And yeah, it's the main reason is if you aren't paying attention to your opponent, and this is either going to be a 1-to-1. It's to answer. It's full size. It'll be full size. At least that's what I think. I'm gonna say because he said it's the massive one. I'm gonna assume it's the full size, but it might not be. I do know that Santael's going to be in the game, so he'll be full size from what I know. So I can only assume if one big guy's going to be in there, the second one's going to also be in there. That's my assumptions. But yeah, so that's what's going to be all in that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna add. I was gonna say I'm gonna add because I have to model it because I'm the lead modeler. I'm the lead dev. He is because he's the coder, but I lead the dev in most of the art stuff. So that's my job primarily, is to lead the art stuff and other such stuff. There's not much else to say really at that point because I don't really know anything else that is to be added. But yeah, so P4, P3, and P5 will be added. Their stuffs as it goes on. As I get to learn more about what my dev wants, because it's his game. So I don't want to say stuff that won't be in there. So I'm just going off of really what he's told me will be, or most possibly. Again, as mentioned, I will split this up. My updates will be split between streams as we develop it. But yeah, so this game will be the game I'm currently working on, or the art that I'm working on, which is Ignited Descent, will be in production either after this game's done, which is, or after not done, but once Crossverse is in its demo or beta for testing, then this game will be underway. Supposedly, it's gonna be relatively easy to code. I don't know. I'm not a coder. I sucked at coding in class. I learned that day that I am not a coder, unfortunately, as much as I would love to be a coder. I really did try to be, but I don't have the technical mind for that. But I do have the artistic mind for designing it. It was really funny because how me and my, yeah, there's going to be, as I mentioned, I mentioned at the beginning, not here, but it will have 3 main endings, as well as a secret ending. And then it will have its... what's after that? Let me just remember real quick. Yeah, most likely. My game has a lot of features that are different from TJ. It's similar to TJOC and less of FNAF. I know that TJOC is a FNAF fan game, but it differs because it has free roam, it has AI that actually moves, My game will also have free roam that has AI that moves for in between nights. There's 8 nights in total. I think it gets shorter as it goes on, just because the game gets significantly harder. So preface this, I will say this because, you know. Oh yeah, no, it's terrifying. The new one is even worse, in a good way. Worse in a good way. I say, I use that word a lot because TGOC, the new one, because story mode's, it's scary obviously, but like the style compared to the new one, it's not even the same ball league. But so hang on, let me move these suckers off to the side. I'm not messing with them. I don't really like them. I think I'll use other assets that I own. But so this is him. I will show you guys what. Yeah, I still don't know what the hell the story of the OG TGOC was. Even though I played it, and I plan to still play it. I plan to torture myself playing it on stream. I won't play it on a recording because I'm a pansy, so I will play it on stream, which it might, because that's when I can take hours and hours of dying. But I probably will then take the stream and then shorten it down. So this is the animatronics for the game. They look super complex. They're really not complex. They're mostly separated by textures. Actually, speaking of textures, is the bottom of the mouth actually separated? It's not. This is... Wait, what does this even look like? I mean, that's not horrible. The Foxy's under snout does not need it. Thank you. I will say I didn't model these from scratch. I did make them though. Like I modeled them, I redesigned them. So these were all designed. So their bases were from a guy. I found them on Sketchfab. I don't know who I downloaded them from, unfortunately. I would give credit otherwise. It's just they're the unwithered models. They're really easy to find actually on Sketchfab. But anyways, so I used them and then I just made these guys. I'm trying to find. I don't want to use that texture. I'm going to see if I can bring the hue down. But yeah, so this is the, they're called the Descendant animatronics. When I was designing their names, the initial game's name was going to be Broken Ignited Descent, which you can see where the game's original name comes from, which is Ignited Descent. But I decided I didn't like that Ignited Descent was so close to TGOC's The Joy of Creation and the Ignited names, because they were originally called the Broken Ignited animatronics. Anyways, cut the story short, I really hated how similar they were, because I felt like I was just designing another stupid clone of another game that already is fantastic on its own. So I decided, with my infinite wisdom of game design and hasty decisions, to rebrand entirely and redesign all the models, because these are entirely redesigned. I didn't take the old models and tweak them. Let me find the original Broken Igniteds. So this was the original animatronics. I hate them with a passion now. They're gonna load. This was them. This was the original animatronics. You can see there are some similarities, but a lot of my friends hated Foxy's eye design. He's scary, and that's intentional. But I found that they were too similar. Chica, ignore. Hang on. Fine. Be gone. Bye. Ignore him. He doesn't exist. He never existed anymore. He's a scrapped character design. I was initially planning to add a Springtrap-like character. No, it wasn't going to be Springtrap, but it was supposed to be Afton, and then he was evil. Well, obviously he was evil, but he was supposed to have some functionality in the game. I really didn't like this as I was working on the concepts. I was continuously starting to hate the design more and more, finding it was just too basic and boring. So instead, I decided to, as I mentioned, I pivoted and rebranded. I haven't come up with a logo yet for it, but it will have a logo. But these were... Actually, there was no inspiration from these guys. These guys had no inspiration on the final models. I didn't even bring any of their assets in. The only assets I brought in was their textures. No, I didn't even do that. I just baked their textures so I could use them for Roblox, because Roblox textures, they don't like using textures. Roblox is a little bit iffy when it comes down to textures. It's just, it has a conniption if you don't do it right. And if you don't do it right, it's like, oh, you have multiple textures on this one model. We're going to apply one texture to that model, which in Blender, that's a problem, because it would look like, let's, for example, well, he's actually pretty useful, but like if his whole head, it would be either that color or that color. They would look horrible. It would look horrendous. So I honestly find these guys are way too clean. So when I designed the final designs for, also, you may notice there are some key interesting things. If Freddy has a lower jaw, I tried my damnedest to incorporate that into the final design for Descendant Freddy. I kept trying and trying to get that to look good, and I couldn't. It just constantly looked like absolute trash. And so I was like, oh, what do I do? So I removed the jaw, and it looked better. And the reason why I was hesitant to remove the jaw is Ignited Freddy lacks a lower jaw. And I just felt like it was stealing animatronic designs, and I was like, oh, it's going to be unoriginal. So I decided to make the lower jaw a little different, and I gave him some effed up teeth. So, okay, the story's kind of funny. I will say this, being it's a hardcore game, it's not a comedy game, but it is a little funny. So your character is not a night guard. People may be like, what the hell do you mean it's not a night guard? It's a FNAF game, how is it not a night guard? I'll explain. So the lore behind the Ignited Descent, at least the premise of the lore, because I don't want to ruin it too much by story-wise, you can find it in the story, but like, the whole thing, or I'll give a very high level, is your character, he's a main character, he suffers from main character no-name syndrome, so he doesn't exactly have a name that I've given him, really. But anyways, you're a claims inspector. Your whole thing in the story is you're going down to this underground facility. So the game lore, I guess this is important to know, is in this universe, after FNAF 3 burns down, in reality, they would just scrap the place that was left there, and then they would not rebrand, they would not collect anything that was from it. They go, oh, a place burned down. Just, like, throw away the stuff. Anyways, so what happens in this story is the animatronics that are, in the original, from what I remember, or, because the new FNAF lore is absolutely horrendous. It's stupid, I hate the new games. I'm gonna be damn frank honest. The new games suck absolute ass. Like, they're not bad in the sense of a game bad. I don't like them in the concept of they're not FNAF, in my opinion. Like maybe Secret of the Mimic's okay. I don't hate that game. I think it's original enough that I don't hate it. But, like, Security Breach, I hate with a passion. Ruin DLC, it's just Security Breach, but different. Literally is all it is. Oh, we explore the lore of blah. I really don't give a shit. Like, they should have just... I say this every time when someone asks, what do you think of TJOC? Or, sorry, not TJOC, I'm working on that, that's why I said that. What do you think of, like, Security Breach? They shouldn't have made it. I hear, Secret of the... SOTM, I hear it's a good game, and I'm not saying... Yeah, I've heard it's a hard game. Security Breach, I don't like. The original Security Breach, the base game, I don't like it because it's not scary at all. The only scary thing is at the ending, which, one, as someone who's been doing game, like, concept design for years now, if you're going to make a scary game, don't make it scary at the very end. Make it scary at the beginning, and then, if you want, make the entire middle way not scary. I don't find it... I find maybe the Blob could be scary, and, like, Burn Trap in no way in shape or form is scary in any way to me, because... Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. FNAF's not for everyone, and I'm not gonna clown you for not liking FNAF. Dude, I really don't mind if you don't like FNAF. This game will not be a FNAF clone. So, I will say this. This needs to be very clear for anybody who ever plans to play this game. Ignited Descent has no tutorial at all. It is a hardcore game. The reason for this, and it's not just because I'm saying, oh, I hate my audience, F you guys. No. The reason why it's got no tutorial is your character is a claims inspector. You're going down there to, as the name suggests, inspect if, Don't worry, I understand that. I hate, honestly, when it comes down to the FNAF franchise, ignoring the original 7 games or 6 games, depending on who, which lore you're described to, they're fine. The new ones suck, and I don't like the new FNAF lore. The FNAF community is whatever. I've drifted away from it and decided to work on my own stuff. The lore for this is the kids' souls got angry because they were burnt, but instead of moving on in the original lore, I think, they hyper attach to their characters, and you get the Descent animatronics. Anyways, they're thrown into like a facility, the underground facility, and locked away for a while, and then you're going down there to see if the new pizzeria, you know, it's a new pizzeria is whatever the lore is. The new pizzeria is not actually important in any shape or form because you're never there. It's basically just a lore hook. Oh, you come from a agency that is going to inspect these old FNAF stuffs. It's just, what's going to happen? You get trapped down there because your manager's an a-hole. That's I'm not even joking. Your manager calls you after you're stuck underground and says, "Hey, by the way, the elevator doesn't work always, so you might want to wait for a repair team." That would have been nice to know, boss. Later. Anyway, so that happens. So you get stuck down there for 8 nights. The first 5 are training, and when I mean training is it's not tutorial. It's just it introduces them one at a time, like OG FNAF. I wanted that because you at least need to know how the animatronics work before you get into hard mode, which is so base game that's out of training mode is night 6, which is they all act like they normally would. They aren't buffed, they aren't debuffed, so they just work like normal. Night 7 is hard mode, so take all the animatronics, speed, timers, all that kind of stuff, and amp it up times 5. And then you beat night 7, and you move on to night 8, if you really want to, because night 8 is hardest mode. So take hard mode and amp it up 10 times. It is insanely difficult, but by design. It's supposed to be difficult. But it's not unfair. I made sure that it was fair. You can easily, well, I wouldn't say you easily, but once you understand their mechanics, it's mostly just learning their tweaks, how they function, and how to counter them, and then you're good to go. So how Foxy works is he doesn't work like original FNAF 1 Foxy, and he doesn't work like FNAF 2. Well, he has some aspects of FNAF 2 in him, because obviously he looks like FNAF 2, and that's not the inspiration of why he has that. So going over the document, I will explain what they have for just later, and I'm going off a very high level, because there is let me find the warning. There's a warning in the game. I just have to find the warning. It's not like it's malware. Oh no, it's because I don't want my viewers or players to be like, this game's unreasonably hard. Why is it so hard? It's like, it's supposed to be that way, and it's designed that way. It's designed to make it like you're not a night guard. Go figure. You got stuck down here because your manager's an a-hole. Yeah, that's the only reason why. So I have to find the damn... Oh, why is it never here? I have to go find it somewhere. It's somewhere in my systems. I just have to find the warning. It's supposed to, you know, it's supposed to explain to the player what it is. I posted it somewhere. It might be on my Discord, which that's what that link is in the stream. That's the link to my Discord if anyone wants to join it. It's up to anyone really. I have to find it. I think it's in development here. Maybe. Let's see. So there's. I might change these. No, that's the dead ending. This is the reality check ending. So technically the names aren't entirely important, but you know, I'm trying to find the warning because it's really freaking important. Okay, it's somewhere in my files. I have it somewhere. Basically, it's supposed to say, warning, this game cannot be beaten on your first try, and it's not designed that way. It is recommended that you keep an external notepad to write down features and everything of the game as you progress. Because as the game progresses, it gets harder, but obviously introduces new things, and if you can't remember them directly, it's not like there's a rule guide or somewhere you can go back to remember them, because it's never like that. The most you get is like some, you know, like minor clues. Like, what I will say is there is an event system, and there's a hypoxia system, and the vent is closed by a keypad code, which is in the office that you play in. So it's not like you have to figure that out, otherwise you'd be screwed no matter what. Because the moment any of the characters use the vents, you're screwed. I don't want to say anything about their mechanics, because I realize that would ruin their entire thing of them being different. And you have to learn it, because then you just come back to the stream and go, oh, look, I can finally just listen to the stream. But no, I don't want to say what the mechanics are, because that ruins kind of the immersion, but it's supposed to be an immersive game where you feel like you're the claims inspector, and that's the whole point. It's supposed to feel like, what am I doing down here? I'm stuck. How am I supposed to survive? That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make it feel like you're, in the game. But back to the models. I really prefer these ones. They look way better. Also, Foxy looks screwed up. His nose is not bent. Maybe it is. Maybe it's lumpy. I'm not seeing it. It's not lumpy enough. It needs to be more lumpy. I like it, but it's not lumpy enough. Okay, Foxy, come on, bro. I want to make his snout look like crinkled. Because Chica and Freddy's snout look crinkled, and I don't know why his doesn't. There we go. That's a little bit better. But that's kind of the concept for Descent. You're a claims inspector, you go down, and you have to survive. Game's hard, but it's not unfair. I will say, there is a custom mode. Like in FNAF, there is a custom night when you beat all nights. Same thing here. It's also unlocks a Game Plus, which introduces the other guy that I was just working on earlier. But anyways, once he's done, once you beat Game Plus, he becomes more prevalent. But he can appear in base game, but he can only appear in Night 7 and Night 8 because his mechanics. I'm not gonna say what his mechanics are, but he has the mechanics of all of them. And because he appears at the end of the story, he's supposed to mimic, because he's like creation, but like different. He's technically not creation in any way. He's not an amalgamation of all these. He's an amalgamation of scrap parts that weren't used. That's why he's got like bits and pieces of masks, not he has entire mask bits. So yeah, that's the concept for Ignited Descent. At least that's what's so far. I really adore Chica's design because she looks really, really broken and like disgusting. Which a lot of my friends also say they're way step up. I might fix Foxy's eyes though, because I feel like he was scarier before, but I don't know. Also, this isn't Eevee. It won't look as good as this, unfortunately. I really wish they would look this good in the game, but this is Cycle's engine. It won't look nearly as phenomenal as Cycle's rendering, but this is what they'll look like. They'll have lighting. Their eyes will glow. We're gonna use Roblox Neon to make their eyes glow like that. Again, I might add or remove features. Descent Bonnie, I really like his new design because he looks so different from Ignited Bonnie. He looks like a more decrepit version of Withered Bonnie, but like rotten. So yeah, more decrepit, but like burnt. If you notice the texture, it's like stitched together. That's intentional because, well, fire happens to destroy fabric really well. I really might use their textures to displace it. Let's see. I think it's going to generate. Is it in deform? Yeah, I like Chica a lot too. She turned out to be one of my favorites. It's really weird because I don't like Chica in general. Normally I do not like Chica's design, but in this case, I don't hate it. That's Decimate. That's not Displace. Is Displacing? No. There it is. What? Oh, there we go. Oh boy, that's a lot. Undo that. Oh yeah, that's there. I'm trying to make it look like the stitches appear, but for some reason it's not doing that. It's so weird that it's not working properly. Actually, I might. It's using. What is it? Is it using normal? It's using a normal texture, I think, which I can make. Give me a fat second. While you do that, I'll just continue talking about this stuff. I'm just trying to get it to work. Let me go to summary. I need to. It's like a free Photoshop, I guess. I use it whenever I modify textures or make like stuff, I guess. I don't. Sorry, I'm being like vague. I don't mean to be this vague. My brain's not exactly working at full capacity, unfortunately. But it's fine. I do this on a daily basis, so I'm not too worried. Anyways, I'm trying to get it to make a normal, because it has the ability to make a normal texture, which allows for like the texture itself to deform. But I don't. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. I've been working on. But yeah, so I've been working on Orpheus. Who else has it been? Who's been added? Who's going to be added in recents? So Orpheus is being added. Thanatos is being added. Okami. Both Okamis. Izunagi's base form and alt form, or evolved form. And who else? Here we go. This is it. I'm keeping this in my fan thing. Who else is going to be in the game? And that's not my game. That's going to be. It's going to be for Crossverse. But yeah, so most of the obviously the personas, the characters will have their personas. I don't. Why is my text? There we go. We will use Foxy's suit for turning it into a normal. But yes, Messiah will be in the game. Messiah will be in the game. I know that mostly. I'm pretty sure. Color to Alpha? No, I don't want Alpha. I'm pretty sure he'll be in the game too. From what I've read, yes, he is going to be in the game. Why is this high bass? For some reason I can't find the spot. But yeah, Messiah's going to be in there. Thano, Orpheus, Okami, both of them. You know, it's is it you? No, I don't. I forget the main character's actual name in 4, just because I don't know how to pronounce his name. But he'll be in there too. So. But so that's going to be in there. What else will be in there? I don't know. Alpha's not the right one. Trying to find wherever the hell Alpha is. Or yeah, it's Alpha. No, Alpha's that. But where's? Okay, so that's fine. I'm trying to find. But yeah, so that's that. There's not too much else, really. Is it the fuse? No, it's not the fuse. There we go. Normal map. Damn, that took too long. Fucking dude, that was sad. That took me so long to get. Hopefully, the display, because the place is only gonna be temporary. It's gonna be called suit. Suit norm. Save to textures. Normally when I do Blender stuffs, I would do it as a Oh, did it change anything? I don't think it changed absolutely anything. Is it 0.5 gonna work? I can't even tell if 0.5 is working or if it's not. Oh, that's a lot. 0.1. It's looking good, but it's like not showing what I want it to show. This is really annoying that it's not working. I really want these stitches. I just want the stitches to like show through. I can't modify it too much. Whatever. I was trying to do something cool, and it decided Blender wants to hate me today. Great. Now it's not going to work. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So I just made that for no reason, so that's fine. We'll use a decimate to remove the copious amounts of faces that I just accidentally added. Oh, accidentally is not right. I used it on purpose. But while that's why does it have holes? Why does it always do this? It always does this. Always doesn't select them properly. That's so much better. There. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it's whatever. It will. I'm not doing that for any of the other ones. Also, have I modified anything besides Foxy's snout? I don't think so. I mean, I'll just redo Foxy's snout. Don't save that. I'm just gonna reopen it because it fixes everything. Just lets me undo it. Oh, those are the joys of doing Blender and figuring out if it's gonna look good or not. And unfortunately, I realized it won't do good. Okay, so some suggestions from you guys. If you guys want to suggest, I'm torn between two options for for Descent Foxy's snout. One, keep it like this, or two, I want to like fuse it between like Nightmare Foxy's snout. So, for example, Nightmare. I don't know if my Nightmare Foxy even works, but I'll copy his head in, I guess, or I'll show you what it looks like on my end because I'm showing you just that. So. Window capture. Let's show. Is that it? There we go. So this is what I mean by having the snout like more damaged. Seeing that they are already damaged because they're supposed to be like rotten and burnt and stuff. This was a concept that I might go towards just because I like this concept of it exposed. Not like this though. I mean, this is a good reference in the sense of like what I mean, but it won't look identical or anything like Nightmare Foxy's snout. I don't like his snout at all, actually. I find it rather too much, but I mean more like if I could add the front half of his snout and like add cuts in it, that's what I mean. Because I'm tempted to do that just to give him some more character because I feel like he's not as damaged as the others, and he could definitely benefit from some extra damage just because he's such a simplistic head shape. And so, like, you know, for example, Bonnie, I need to fix Bonnie. He's got some problems. Also, it's not terribly noticeable, but for people who like really know Withered Bonnie, his head shape's more blocky than originally, and that's intentional. Design's supposed to differ him. Okay, let's go ahead and copy his face over to a different file, and we can work on it over here. Because then it gives me the option to. Okay, for some reason you're not liking me today. Okay. And now it's not liking me even more. Okay, this is stupid. There we go. This is going to be me concepting. So this allows me to do anything without ruining the model. So what I mean is, I don't know if I will remove anything particularly. So let's see. Let's just use Nightmare Foxy's for snout bit for the temporary, because I don't remember selecting that, but okay. This is just to see if it would look good. The only downside is Nightmare Foxy's snout is not at any shape or form very similar to Withered Foxy's snout. That's the only problema. So it's fixable. It's just you gotta add a bit more faces. No, not like that. Why is it always do that? There. Why must you always be difficult? How did I not? Okay, I went back too far. No. Fine. Do that. There. Fucking... Ugh. Blender sometimes sucks. Don't get me wrong. Love Blender. Been using it for like 3 years now. But, God, it hates me. I swear it's got a vendetta against me. I don't even know why. I don't do anything weird with Blender. I just use Blender on a daily basis. So, it's Blender being Blender. That's just kind of how it is. Okay. Does it peek through? No. It's good. Okay, now I can start removing bits. Faces. Nice thing about this is I could... No, that won't work. Well, let's see if... Aha! It does work! The new one works! Hell yeah! There we go. Sometimes the old variation doesn't always work. There we go. Before you couldn't do that. You'd have to go through meticulously and fix problems. Now you don't have to do that. I have to say I'm starting to like Blender 4.3. That means I'm going to like 5.0 when I eventually download it. I just didn't want to download it because it's just, there's a lot to it, and I don't want to go through an entire new learning curve. I already had to do that with this game. Or this version, so. The reason why I'm removing a hole in the back is... Actually, this might not be needed. Stop it. There we go. Because I want to see if it matters. Yeah. EV got nerfed really hard. I was really mad. I was ranting to my friend, like, oh my gosh, they ruined EV. I use it so much. I still am a little bit salty about that. I'm really salty about that, but it's whatever. I was using 4.0 a while ago. That's why it was a learning curve. That's the only reason why I was using 4.0. No! Oh, I'm using skin modifier. This is going to ruin everything. Skin makes every face in between have geometry. This might crash. It's going to crash. Okay, let's... I hate skin. Okay, I'm gonna close that. It's not working. There. Oh, it automatically pulled over. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. This should be... Unless it's broken. Unless it's not broken, it's not broken. Hell yeah. Okay. Does this one have a hole in it? This one does have a hole in it. Well, I guess we're going with the one that has a hole in it anyways. Whatever. I wanted to solidify it. There we go. That's the only... that's actually really good to hear that it's not as bad as it used to be. Oh, okay, for fuck's sake. This, by the way, was supposed to be a thing. I was gonna make something. I think I was making a Nightmare Foxy, but like Withered Foxy. Then I scrapped it because I didn't like it. Which I think is valid. That's good to know. I will definitely have to look into it. I just don't want to download it at the moment. I will download it at some point because it's just, if it's better, it's better. You know, I don't hate that. I do want to say that if I'm going to pull it, it's going to be down a little bit more. And it's not bad. Let's clear this out. Copy that over. You can go back here, put you in default mode. Drag the snout over. It's this one then. Okay, fine. I guess I have to use that. It's have to use the... Good. What are you connected to? You shouldn't be parented to anything. which it's not. That's weird. That's so weird. Whatever. Should be in the right. It will be in the right orientation eventually. Okay, so that's the new snout. Slightly too big. So we hide the old one. I definitely can get behind the new design. I definitely can get behind that. What do you guys think? Did I name this one? This one is called Wither Bonnie. It's probably called Wither Bonnie. No, it's called Wither Foxy. Good to know. Where's the face piece? Whoop. Okay. If I do the inner snout, I'm going to design it. I'm not going to use Nightmare Foxy's. This is just oh, hang on. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. Sorry, hang on. Let me realize that you guys can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I apologize for not switching over. That's my bad. There. What do you guys think? New version or old version? New, old. Ignore the placement. That's irrelevant. What do you guys think? I'm digging definitely with the new version because it's more decrepit, but I can either go either way. I don't really care. I'm just trying to make him look more broken compared to, like, you know, decrepit Descendant Chica or Descendant Freddy or Descendant Bonnie. I love them both a lot, but I feel like they could be more. Also, have I been texting? Have I been missing anything? Not missing anything. Good. Definitely digging with this. Okay, so let's, first of all, I don't like how it's rotated. There we go. Alright, you have to be... Just means that his pose will need to be pushed back, which is fine. I did not mean to do that. Well, that's gonna be clipped probably. I don't mind. It's just, I did not expect that. I forgot I was using that, and I don't know I rotated it. What? Oh, fudge muggets. So it doesn't matter. Where he is doesn't actually matter to where... Those are his game asset animations, for anyone wondering. How does he look? I'm still debating on giving him 2 eyes. I like the 2 eyes concept. So he looks pretty good. I like him. He's pretty... He fits the style. Also, his teeth are different. I made his teeth from scratch. I made all their teeth from scratch. Because I didn't like their old teeth. Their old teeth were boring. What else did I make from scratch? Nothing. Also, I made them, like, all really gross. That's why I made the hat crinkled. The Bonnie's teeth here are different. Obviously, Foxy's teeth are different. They're more predatory, I guess. Yeah, the map's underway for the game, which it's coming along. It's coming along. I'm really grateful of my dev who's helping me make this real, because this has been a passion project of mine for a long time. Long ago. But yeah, okay, so I think I'm sticking with the damage. It looks really freaking cool. Now to make the snout piece. So from what I see with Nightmare Foxy, it's basically this stretched out. Okay. But yeah, this game's going to be hopefully pretty damn good once it's done. Obviously it'll be scary, but then, I mean, that's the whole point. But like, it won't be... that's one thing I've told my dev, and I said I'll say it again. It won't be unfair. I hate games that are unfair, that like, night 2, you can't survive because game decides it wants to suddenly become hard mode, and you haven't even started. I'm like, that's BS. I played a game like that. It was phenomenal graphics, except it was like night 2 or 3. and two of the characters' mechanics conflicted. One of them had a mechanic where you had to do one thing, but it disabled the other action, and the other one, you know, you couldn't stop if they both appeared at the same time. Which one? You shouldn't have a character that appears, two characters that appear that have different mechanics at the same time. If they had the same mechanic, sure, I really don't care. You use the same mechanic to deter both of them. Boom, done. But like, oh, it's just infuriating. I was like, oh, this game was going to be so cool, and then it just wasn't cool. I was like, wow, this game sucks. And I wanted to like it because it was a good FNAF game. It was well designed. I really loved the aesthetic, and then it just sucked. And I was like, wow, okay. Moving on. I hate games that accidentally shoot themselves in the feet. It's just not fun. It's not good for them either. It's not good for the devs. They shoot themselves in the foot. Like, probably some people like that design. Maybe I'm just like an incompetent FNAF player who doesn't know how FNAF works. It's very possible. I suck at FNAF. That's because it's funny. I love FNAF, but I love the designs. I don't like the games. The games are boring. Which is why my new game is going to not be boring. It's going to add so much. I'm debating adding a puppet character, but I really doubt I'm going to. I think that would just be too much, too everywhere. There's already 4 characters that have each of them having a unique mechanic that conflicts. Like, Chica's a support character. That's all I will say, is she's support to the rest of her characters, the rest of her buddies. She's a support unit. She will, she's gonna make you probably angry, because that's her whole thing, but I won't say anything else about that, because I don't want it to be spoiled on how the game works. But yeah, it's hardcore, but it's not unfair. Because I hate unfair games. Especially if you, like... But I keep making the promise that they will have no tutorial. It's just, it won't be unfair. It'll just still not have no tutorial, though. But yeah, so there's that. Yeah, there obviously the mechanics that I will say that exist, because I don't really need to like not tell them about, is there will be doors. As I mentioned, there's a vent system, and there will be a... What else will there be? There will be a window system, not like Windows XP, though. There's a breaker system, which replaces FNAF's power system. I didn't like the concept of that, which I get it. It still functions phenomenally. But, like, it works. But if you're just not mindful, obviously you run out of power, and that's fine. I don't mind that. That's pretty good. That makes sense. You have to be mindful of what you're doing, otherwise you're going to die. And I accept that, and I like that. I thought, might as well do something different, which is the breaker systems. And, it's kind of the same concept. It's just implemented differently. Whereas you need to be mindful of how much power or how much facilities you're using, and if you aren't, then the breaker flips. And animatronics don't like it when you turn the breaker off. They go haywire. And so yeah, it just improves, it makes it so you don't, it makes it much harder. In the end game, when you're doing like night 7 and 8, night 8, if you die, if your breaker flips and you're not mindful of that, you're just dead off the spot. There is like very little you can do to stop any of them, because, well, it's the design. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be mindful, and maybe in the first few nights, you know, night 1 to 6, you're fine. It won't matter too terribly much, but as it progresses, oh my gosh, you need to be so mindful. Otherwise, you're screwed. Because they will just friggin' one-tap you. Well, obviously they jump scare you, but like they will... Their time will go... It breaks their timer. Or rather, it just reduces all of their negative stats so that they go significantly faster. Which makes it significantly more hard to survive. Which is by design. You aren't mindful of your power, and your breaker flips, you're done for. Nice life, bro. You know. But, you know, it's still not unfair, and I refuse to make the game unfair, because I want to play the game. I know it's gonna sounds a little bit narcissistic, maybe, that, oh, the dev wants to play his own game, wow, how original, but like, I do, I want to play my own game, I want to see if it even plays well. If it doesn't play well, some things are going to need changed, which I guess that's what the whole purpose of a playtester is, but I don't know if we even have any playtesters. As of the moment, we don't need any, so it's not terribly important, but like, you know, I'll likely be the biggest playtester of my game because I'm the only one who in my the team who really likes FNAF, I guess. Which is fine. I don't mind. But it's just, you know, it's neither here nor there. I say that a lot. But yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I don't have anything else much to say for Crossverse. Besides, it's gonna be lit, and stay tuned for that because it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not an anime battle fan. Not that I don't like it. It's not my fancy. There we go. But yeah, my friend really doesn't like AVA because it's unbalanced, and so he's like, "I'm gonna balance it." I'm like, "I'll help you." That was kind of, I think, what I think it started off because I was showing my renders in the YouTubers thing because they have an art section, and I was like, "Oh, might as well." I always like getting my art out to people. People tend to like my art usually, or they hate it. It's really a fine line between people liking my art and hating it. I don't know why people would hate it though. But I mean, if you hate it, you hate it. I can't do anything about that. Why is that? Oh, I know why that's like that. I'm just a dumbass. There! The ends don't line up, but that's an easy fix. From what I know, it should be fine if I parent them, because like this, it seems Roblox doesn't mind parenting things, so it should work, but we'll see. We'll have to see. I don't know. I really don't know what will carry over and what won't. I wanna malform the metal like it's bent. But that means I need to add more. Well, yeah, I'll do a little less talking now and let you guys watch me suffer with Blender. Or if you want to ask me questions, I'll answer questions. I'll just let you guys ask your questions, I guess. And there was one. Me. That's fine. There we go. I think it turned out pretty okay. Not what I meant to do. I don't even know why that's in there. Because of the eye, I guess. That's what it was for. I'm really debating if I should or shouldn't give him 2 eyes. So far it's a no, but I don't know. It's just the 2 eyes makes sense. I'm going to separate them for one reason and one reason alone. So I'm going to give him an eye. And we're very specific to one eye. Okay, good. So I'm going to go scrounging through my files and find the eye I'm looking for. It might be the one I'm looking for. I'm not entirely sure. Might not be this one. It's not. Withered. I don't know if Freddy's special and has... Oh, this is not the right Freddy. What? There's a model of Freddy that I own that has a broken eye. I don't know why it's not here. It's that withered Freddy. Unless I did the damaging myself. I mean, it's possible. It's not that. This is probably the best eye I can get from this. Oh, this is just withered Freddy. Okay, never mind. This is a different character. I'm an idiot. Oops. Haha. It's this Freddy's eye. It's not the infected Freddy, it's just Freddy. Okay. Bitch, go away. I didn't delete anything important, did I? I don't think so. I'm really hoping I didn't delete anything important, because that would be unfortunate for me. Okay. Separate by materials. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Good. This is gonna be endo. That has a texture, though. That very much clearly has a texture. I'm gonna just invert the colors. Actually, I only just go through that into an inverter. Should just make it dark gray and white instead of that. And then I have to go into my... for some reason, Blender decided to create a second folder for my textures. It's called Textures 1. It's really freaking annoying. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why they did that, but it did. Ow. Fuck, it hurt. Spec. No. Endo white. End white. That's supposed to say endo white. There we go. It should be able to be modified a little bit and it should look better. So this is that. It's that one. Okay. It's not the right. Where's the eye? Eye's down there. I did it wrong. I chose the wrong texture. That's stupid. Okay. Can you sort? By date. There we go. You dumb idiot. There we go. Endo white. Yes, replace it, because the other one doesn't matter. That's a little bit not gradient enough. We put it in the gradient. You know, I can just actually gamma it the hell out of... I can just gamma the hell out of it. Adjusting gamma allows me to darken the image. Makes it look better. That's what I'm doing in the background, by the way. Just laying gamma and nonsense. That's better. It should look better now. And changing the brightness should just highlight the highlights. Hopefully, or light. Don't know if lighten brightens up the light bits and keeps the dark bits dark, but I will have to check. Max amount. It's not horrible. It's not good either, though. It's funny that it's called endo white when it's not white. It's black. It's really funny. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. No, I like the lighter one. I like the lighter one more. I think this will fit perfectly. So we're going to use the red. Red. Perfect. Unlike other characters that might have moving eyes, I don't want him to have moving eyes. I want him to have stationary eyes. This can be in the back of his head. I said back of his head. So he does have one eye, and that's that eye. I mean, that works pretty well. Should look not horrible. Right, we need to put that in there. Ah, that's better. Oh, you just realized you won't see it anyways. So, kind of tempted to make the pupil larger on this side. Speaking of larger, I want to make this side have the same, like, indent. Just the same size. Because in reality, these two are different sizes. So, yeah, it's going to be... Are you telling me... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go by distance. There we go. Duplicate and move over. I didn't want that one, I wanted this one. Thought it might be cool to have a little bit of a thing around his eye. We'll see if it even looks good. Who knows? I really don't at this moment in time. Oh, it looks pretty good. I like that. That's actually pretty good. The other eye needs a larger pupil, but I guess glow. It's called an eye glow, technically. Oh, stop it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Should look better now. Should. I have no idea if it will, though. Looks better. It'll be obviously red in Roblox, but right now it's not. I like this way better. It's way better. Way better. The only thing I don't like is the lack of... Well, I don't even think it's a lack of wires. But I do think Foxy can definitely benefit from some of Bonnie's wires. I think just having these come out of certain spots on his arm will definitely sell the image more. You should use the same texture, so... There we go. Material 04. No, it's going to be part of black. No, black. There we go. I just think it gives it more, I don't know, oomph, I guess. Kind of. I don't know. You know, technical. Well, I can't do that actually. I'd have to. Still have to do this because it's already animated. He has animations, and so having the animations like this would just not look good. So let's see what his default now looks like. Oh, okay, so it's just mostly pinned up that direction. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I still can't get over how well Freddy turned out. He still looks like Freddy, but like really gross Freddy. I think it turned out way better. How long has this been on for? Oh, okay, it's not that. That's not as long as I thought it was. Chat's definitely working. I haven't checked it. Oh boy. And I always find that it's difficult to find. You know, Twitch does it automatically, but. Not all. I don't think YouTube allows you to normally just throw your chat in there, which I wanted it to. That's why my stream looks like that. It's a new update. That's what it looks like now, so it's better. Okay, I have to animate each and every one of them with their individual animations, which is gonna suck. Oh, mind that. It takes time to make this kind of game. Ow. Because the design part takes time. Coding wise, it definitely takes time, but not as long. Okay, let's go to the map. Is there anything I need to fix on the map? Let's double check. Okay, so there's Foxy's Cove boxes. It's clipping into the wall. I don't want it to be clipping into the wall. You're clipping into there. That's kind of my fault though, so it's a thinner box. But yeah, this is the game map. If you want to memorize it, good luck. But I guess you will memorize it if you play the game. So there we go. Okie dokie. This does lead into there. Okay. I realize there's just iPhones there. That's the perfect place to put an idea. That's not what I meant to do. Let's make a camera real quick. Oh, hope my buddy likes this concept for camera. Cameras are usually have semi-square shapes. It doesn't really need to look good, it just needs to be a camera. Because, well, this is what you'll be seeing out of in the game. And there's the camera. Simple as that. We'll just make it like a basic black texture. Or we just make it like a endo texture, I guess. That's weird looking. That's even weirder looking. Wow. I mean, it's not going to be ever seeing the cameras really, so I don't know if it matters all that much. Let's see if I have any other endo textures. I do. Kind of. Very kind of. That's not what I wanted. That's better. Let's go ahead and UV edit all this into a boink. There we go. Looks better. Now you just set up these cameras wherever they're going to be set up. They need to be tiny. But yeah, I will make an animation in the not so far future that shows off the entire map from the player's perspective, or at least from a display showcase perspective. So you would see out, like, actually speaking of which, I can just also realize that there we go. That's better. As long as I stay within the circle, they won't be seen, so I don't really care too much. There we go. The camera can now be officially put in here like this. So you would see I wish I could get rid of all this stuff. You'd probably see more of like well, this one wouldn't move. It's a shelf camera. It'd be on a high shelf though. No, it wouldn't. It would be like this, so that it could see whatever is about to come into the vent. Okay, let's go put a bunch of cameras everywhere. Camera 2. Like that. Let's join all these together. Oh, before we do need to add one more, just so you can check on the state of Chica and Frebe. Which will be like this. That's That's right in the way of a freaking vent. That won't work. That will. What are you seeing, camera? Not a whole lot. Feels as though the camera would probably see way more than I'm seeing. But yeah, you'll be able to see Freddy and Chica there, so that's good. So that makes 5. There should be at least... Oh right, there's an entire camera system. So the 5 cameras make the most sense. Speaking about a vent system, holy moly, this actually probably could work. I'll make a separate vent though, these won't be vents. Even though they definitely could work as vents. But I don't think anything besides friggin' Mr. Wireborough can do that. Oh right, there is one more that I freaking forgot about. The vent camera. Can't see Chica if she's in there and then going in, but you can see if she's going out. That needs to be a smaller camera. Does it need to be a smaller camera? There we go. That should be enough cameras now. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. There we go. There's so much mesh here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good for now. How long have we been? Just over 2 hours. I think that's fine for me. Sure. Nice to reduce the bit rate. It decided to not have a connection now. Oh, There we go. It's fine. Alright, I think that's kind of all of everything for now. So... a lot of good work done today. Showing off everything. Yeah, so we'll leave it off on the main core for this cool pose here. Why don't we render that? No, that's too much though. I guess this is fine. Alright, well I guess thanks everyone for joining the stream. I'll be doing this again, so if you want to see more leaks or stuff like that, yeah, ciao.